hop on our planes and we'll go across the pond and get readjusted and get ready for Worlds, U23 and Senior.
Okay, an event, Ben, you probably drinking buddies with most of these guys. It's the K1 1000. Which names don't stand out? No, let's say which names stand out today. Pick the winner.
Oh, geez, it's you put me on the spot. It's going to be. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny's able to pull something out. He's just getting stronger and stronger again. But it could be a pretty good race between Max and Ali and Rene, and yeah, it's a tough one to pick.
We spoke to Max Hoff last week because clearly in Szeged he was a walk in the park. He won by length and going away from the field. And in Recife a couple of weeks ago there was a bit of a tailwind, and he said that's not his ideal conditions, but don't read too much in the fact that he only came fourth. And this week he seemed to be very, very good in the early stages. Then we've got Rennie Holton Poulsen, who had a good last couple of weeks. There's Max Hoff in the picture. Describe his qualities briefly.
He's just fantastic all round. He's very strong aerobically. As most of the top guys now, there's none that's really weak with their finishes. Everybody's finishing strong, but he also has the ability to go out strong, and if he has to. So he's a complete paddler, as is Rene and Ali, and and Kenny. He has a speed. Being 500-metre Olympic champion, he can do what he likes, and he normally chooses to come home strong. So
he's also going in the K2 100 just with practice, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely loading up the itinerary on this trip.
Kenny Wallace having a great trip, isn't he? Over from your part of the woods, but he's had a couple of medals so far, and he's doing well.
Yeah. I mean, last weekend it was incredible. He medalled, as did Rene, in the 500 metres, which he won, the 1,000 metres, and the 5K race, which is it's a big weekend.
Smiling all at the same time, Alexei Moshalov in your pictures. There's Ali Urania, just turned 23, by the way. Everyone says he's a great hope for the future. You think he is?
Oh, absolutely, and he's making us look bad in the 5K races at the moment. It's leading from start to finish, and he's super strong, and he's a really nice guy too. He's well liked amongst the group, and maybe today could be his day.
Last week you actually made the final, which is good.
Yeah, it was good to be back in that final, and it's just super competitive at the moment. If you're second off your best race, you can miss the final just like that, and that's what happened to me.
Well, 3 minutes and a bit of action coming up. Who are we going to look out for in the early stages? Most of them away, apart from Rafael Osowski in lane number 8, had a bit of a slow start, but it's going to be, I suppose, the Urania. There's Max Hoff in your picture, lane number 5. And Kenny Wallace, they're all in with a chance. The only one we haven't probably mentioned so far is Anders Gustafsson, who clearly has the pedigree, but he was a bit under the weather a couple of weeks ago, missed out on Szeged, and with Chichi coming back to form, and he hasn't found it easy, I guess.
No, he hasn't found it easy, and it's very unforgiving at the moment. Perhaps going back 10 years ago, there's 5 guys and quite a big gap, where now there's 15 guys that are very respectable, and if you're in Anders' position and you're a bit sick, you're going to find it really difficult.
But so far, it looks like, is it Ali Urania taking it out?
That's Max Hoff out front, I believe, and he's paddling really smooth.
Because last week 2 weeks ago, he did the first, I think 750, he was in the lead.
Yeah, this guy's got a really dangerous finish, so when these guys get out front, you want to be careful. But Rene seems to wants to be reeling him in right now.
Psychology going through their heads at the moment?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's different for different paddlers. I think between Reno and Max, from what you hear and what you see, there's a little bit of that. But you need to be careful, because there could be someone on the outside of a course that's just doing their own race, and you could beat the guy beside you, playing mind games, but both you get beaten by somebody that's just staying in their own lane and getting the most out of himself. So you need to be a little bit careful.
So far, early stage, as you pointed out a couple of seconds ago, Sean, it's Max Hoff coming away with Rennie Holton Poulsen really on his sleeve, and Kenny Wallace, who's got an electric finish, also out there.
And he's got a good ride going for him right now. He's in a great position. If he can stay comfortable, that finish can be his for sure.
You were the world champion in 2003. Do these world champions have a bit of a reputation? Is there a fear factor?
A little bit, but I mean, there's so much depth now. There's so many guys. I mean, in this race, you got all these guys. A whole lot of guys have Olympic medals, world titles, world medals. I mean, they're not giving anything away to anybody. There's no respect out there, and I mean, but they're aware of who's who. But they've all got a reason to believe that they can win today.
Maybe no more so than Max Hoff in your picture.
Some great consistent strokes, one after another. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going for it.
And Rennie, what's his tactic going to be?
I think he likes to stay in contact with Max and keep the pressure on him, and but you need to be a little bit careful with that.
Well, we're coming up to the latter stages, 200 metres to go. I guess they'll be breathing hard.
They'll be working very hard. They'll be hitting a lot now, and it's going to...
Max is turning up the heat a lot right now. He's going for it.
Well, 120 metres to go, and it looks like just edging it is Max Hoff. With second, he's going to be really close. We've had the picture on Rennie Holten-Poulsen, but Ali Urania, as he always does, is still in the picture.
So impressive to see the rate come up this much, even at the last leg of the race. Just duking it out, neck to neck.
And so far, with 70 metres to go, it is Max Hoff who is leading by half a boat length from Rennie Holten-Poulsen. It's definitely going to be a 1, 2, 3. Germany, Denmark, and Ali Urania is going to take up the third position, way back, by the way.
That's a brilliant race by Max Hoff. He's come back from last week and shown Rennie who's boss. So it's going to be interesting coming up to Europeans in a fortnight.
As both of you not invited to the party in a couple of weeks, do you sit avidly by your TV screens, or are you on the beach? Or
2 weeks ago, I was at home watching the TV from Merchitse and loving every second of it. Big fan. Outside in and paddling.
Max Hoff. Is he gasping for breath, or that's just the way he does it?
Yeah, he's hurting.
I hope he's gasping.
Rennie Holten-Poulsen there with 25 personal sponsors. Seems to be doing something right. He had a good season, didn't he? He started training as often in Florida, then came over here, and he's entered pretty much every race, but he's obviously got some good form.
It seems like almost a different technique, but what he does right, and he really gets that catch, and he just pulls it all the way back and makes that boat move. But Max, he really got out front, and people with a finish like that, I mean, Ben, you had a great finish back in the day, and when you're up like that, even Larson in the Olympics, you know when he's up, he's not going to ease up on the finish, and you got to be careful because they got a lot of gas in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great era to be in the sport, and so many guys that are so complete now. In the past, there's guys with big finishes, but now there's and guys with strong starts. Now you got guys that are starting strong and just carrying it all the way through like Max, and he didn't really give anybody too much of a chance. So Reno had a look, but it was too much for Kenny to be able to come back on today.
Well, this is what the pictures are showing. In the unofficial result, first Max Hoff, second Rennie Holten-Poulsen, Ali Urania is third, Kenny Wallace always in there, fourth position, Moschelov, Anders Gustafsson, Peter Geller, and from France, Le Crubier. So it's a good result. Time-wise, does that mean anything, 3:31?